So Kara, as a Strong Survivor staff member, what is the primary thing that you do?
As trainers, we use exercise as a therapeutic tool to help cancer survivors and their caregivers get through their treatment and recovery period.
Excellent. Have you found it to be a rewarding process for you as a student staff member?
Absolutely. This has been the favorite volunteer experience I've ever been a part of, getting to work with people to help improve their quality of life and gain some really awesome professional development skills.
I need to let you know you don't have to go it alone. And it's you when I look in the mirror. And it's you when I don't pick up the phone. Sometimes you can't make it on your own.
Welcome to the Cancer Rehab Lab. This is the last stop on our tour, and what we're going to be doing in here is showing you all about the Strong Survivors program. I mentioned earlier that we have a lot of different ways that you can apply what you're learning in your classes practically, and this is one of the best places to do that. So Kaylee, what's the best aspect of the exercise science program for you?
I love the opportunities that the program provides to serve my community.
If you've ever known anybody who's gone through cancer, you know that it's not an easy thing because the surgery, the treatment, all of that can cause some pretty serious side effects, and that can cause quality of life to drop off. What we try to do is we try to help our participants at least maintain their quality of life, if not increase their quality of life during the time that they're in the program. So we have SIU students, most of them are exercise science, but we have had students from all across campus who have been Strong Survivor staff members. And all they have to do is take Kinesiology 402, which is our staff training class, where you learn all about cancer, cancer treatment, cancer survivorship, and then how to use exercise as a therapeutic tool in that particular population. So it's a really great thing from a professional perspective because, again, you get to practice those professional skills. You get to work with actual people that are from the community, real Strong Survivors, caregivers, and folks who have battled the disease or are still battling the disease. So you get to work on those all-important people skills, because no matter what you go into out of an exercise science major, you're going to end up having to use people skills. And our program is one of two in the country that are like what it is, because I basically serve as sort of the CEO of the program. I do the training, most of the scheduling, but it's really our students are the ones that are getting the one-on-one, one-on-two, sometimes one-on-three time with our participants, actually as their personal trainers and personal exercise test technicians. It's a very unique opportunity and something that really looks great on your resume. Something we talked about earlier is the fact that when you apply for a job or you apply to a professional school, your resume is your face, because you often can't get in to see people. You can't put yourself in front of them and be able to make your case for why you should get that job or why you should be in that professional school or graduate school program. Initially, it's just your resume. So you got to make your resume look unique. You got to increase the uniqueness of your face, so to speak, because your resume is your face in that circumstance. The Strong Survivors is a real conversation starter. I've had lots of students who have come back from interviews and they've said, yeah, you know, I had all this stuff I wanted to talk about, but I was in there for an hour, and for 50 minutes we talked about Strong Survivors because they had never heard of that type of program before. So it really is something that helps set you apart from other students. And like I said, it's just as easy as taking that Strong Survivor staff training class and then dedicating yourself to whatever time frame you can dedicate yourself to for your participation as a staff member. And that varies from person to person. I have trainers who work with 3 or 4 people a week. I have trainers that work with 1 person a week, and I have some trainers that just work with people online, which we're doing some of that with the COVID issues that we have. So it really just depends on what your schedule is, and we're able to work with you to get that accomplished well. Now the professional part is great, but the personal part, I think, is the bigger payoff, because you really become a part of that person's cancer support team. And you are a part of that team that has a positive connotation to it, whereas almost everything else where they deal with cancer, even though it's a positive that they're trying to treat it, there's a little bit of a negative connotation because there's something that is not so great about it. Whereas with our program, we like to think that what we do is pretty cool and is pretty good stuff. So it's a very positive thing for our participants, and they really appreciate that. So I like to say that we have a lot of adopted aunts, uncles, and grandparents that come out of this program, and we have a lot of adopted nieces, nephews, and grandkids, because that's the type of bond that forms between the participants and the staff members. And I go to almost all of the graduation ceremonies, and I'm usually down on the floor waiting for our exercise science and sport administration students to come off the stage, and I'll see one of my Strong Survivors students come here across to get their diploma. They'll say their name, and then I'll hear their family going crazy somewhere behind me. And then I'll look up in the second deck, and I'll see one person standing up, clapping. And I'm like, who is? Oh, that's Jim. Jim worked with Karen. She was his Strong Survivors trainer. And Jim has decided, even though a lot of people like Jim aren't affiliated with SIU, they didn't go here, they don't work here, they don't have kids that go here, they don't attend sporting events, they don't attend, art shows, movies, things of that nature that are shown on campus. Their only connection to SIU is through that student who served as their Strong Survivor staff member, and they make the choice of coming to their commencement, which, if you've been to a commencement ceremony before, you know it's not the most exciting thing in the world. And you got to fight through people traffic, you got to fight through car traffic, so it's kind of a pain to deal with, and to have that person decide, yeah, I'm going to show up to this, is a pretty cool thing. And often I'll see that they've got a graduation gift underneath their arm. And in many cases, on the concourse between the event is over, I'll see Strong Survivors participants being pulled into family photos. So it's really kind of a neat bond that forms between the participants and the staff members. And you can take part in the Strong Survivors program whatever time you're here at SIU, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It's a 400 level class, but it's open to anybody, undergraduate all the way through graduate students. So you can take that staff training whenever you want and become a part of the Strong Survivor staff.
Strong Survivors program was started 10 years ago by Dr. Phil Anton with the help of Southern Illinois Healthcare. According to SIH spokesman Woody Thorne, the partnership was a no-brainer.
It's just a great chance for SIH and for SIU to be working closely together to benefit a region that really needs us to work collaboratively together, and it's a great win for the region of Southern Illinois.
While SIH has been instrumental in the Strong Survivors' success, Dr. Anton knows there is another group who has played a huge role.
Without having students who are volunteering their time, who are volunteering their talent, their enthusiasm, their dedication to the program, Strong Survivors would not be what it is today.
According to staff member Cody Yarnell, it's building relationships through this that makes the Strong Survivors experience that much more rewarding.
I'd say the talks, talking about our lives together, helping each other with decisions, or something as simple as where to eat this weekend. Just building that friendship more than a patient-client relationship has influenced my staying in this program.
According to survivor Michelle Parker Clark, it's those relationships that push her to work even harder.
We have a group that we participate with initially, and then even if we branch off and work with an individual trainer, that's someone that they have committed their time to work with me, and makes me feel a bit of an obligation where I want to, I don't want to let that person down, and I know it's a relationship that we've built that we just work together and for a common goal.
It's not just the camaraderie that keeps participants coming back. According to survivor John Longville, Strong Survivors provides much, much more.
I go to Strong Survivors twice a week. I tell my wife I'm going to Strong Survivors. and I smile almost every time. The camaraderie, the education, and the organized exercise has done me great things.
Fellow survivor Dr. Phil Howes says for him, it was always about getting back on his feet.
When you're in a program like this that allows you to get moving and to keep moving, plus there are coaches who will help you to move the right way, it's a definite plus. Win-win all the way.
But on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the senior guard spends her mornings working with the Strong Survivors program.
I mean, it makes me feel good that I'm helping out. It gives me somewhere to volunteer. It gives me experience working with other people. Good.
Gablehausen works with Michael Dahlin, a prostate cancer survivor, and Katrine Schwartz, a breast cancer survivor. Both are in remission and say the Saluki senior has played a part in their recovery process.
Oh, she's wonderful. I really like to do the workout with her. She knows what to do, and she really does what it's most important for me right now.
Obviously, the physical, you're going to improve as time goes on. Mentally, it's nice to know you got somebody that you're not alone. Nobody wants to fight cancer without any friends.
Podolinsky is a student staff member with the Strong Survivors program.
Shoulders down, good. Pinch them back, good. And one more. 10, good. Okay, we'll relax. Put those down for a second, shake it out.
You know, we work with cancer survivors, the spouses or husbands of the cancer survivors, and the relationships we build there are just awesome.
Dennis is on his second set, looking good.
All right.
Control the band, slow it down a little bit. Good.
We go for about 45-minute workout, and it just includes resistance training, aerobic exercises, and everything. Flexibility and balance all helps them recover in their process.
Oh my gosh, I just feel like I can do anything now, really. I mean, this really kick-started me into doing other things too, like getting out and walking more.
This keeps you motivated to keep kind of working and helps your attitude. At least for us, that was a big benefit of the program.
Judy Martinko is a breast cancer survivor, and Dennis Smith is a caregiver to his wife who has also battled breast cancer. Both patients work with Podolinsky and say the Saluki Guard has helped them immensely.
Josh was my second trainer, and I mean, I can only speak for the ones I've had, but particularly Josh. He's very encouraging. I don't think they realize how important they are to us.
This really, really helped me a lot, and especially Josh, because he doesn't really nag at you, but he makes you do everything correctly, and I think that's helped a lot.
And Podolinsky says he's gotten just as much out of the program.
You think they would come in with, a lousy attitude and stuff. Absolutely not. They're awesome. They lift me up every day when I'm supposed to be the one lifting them up,
And we all look so nice with their t-shirts on.